Last time on Abandoned Comfort,
we showed you all the real costs for our refit and boat thus far. As you can see, our total spent is $57,000. Lastly, we let you know our projected costs for our remaining projects to be completed on the hard. Now, we set sail to Port Charlotte.
One is not off yet. One is off. It is off. Roger.
And just like that, we said our goodbyes to St. Pete and Dodge container and cruise ships on our way under the Skyway Bridge leading out of Tampa Bay. So the crew is downstairs sleeping and we are under reef main and a full jib. And we're making pretty much 5.5 knots on average. Cruising along nicely on a beam reach. Can't beat it. So far on the adventure, a lot of good has happened, but a little bit of bad. As always, we ripped our mainsail. It's a small rip.
Good morning, guys. It's a little past 9 o'clock. I just started my shift a little bit ago, and Scott is also awake. Just waking up a little bit. Feeling a little seasick, so I got my bands on. So hopefully I don't get sick at all today, but we'll see. Besides that, it looks like it's gonna be a pretty awesome day. Right now we're close to Sarasota.
What'd you just get done doing?
Napping, power napping. I napped for like an hour. I didn't sleep much last night.
Slept more than this guy.
I slept a lot more than Ryan. Ryan slept as much.
That's what you get when you're the boat dad. Sure, I'll take the entire night watch.
Hey, you chose to.
Yeah, I did. Wouldn't be able to sleep anyhow, it's too damn hot.
We are currently trying to outsail this squall that's coming up behind us.
Little guy.
And we're going about 6.3 knots right now. Hopefully we can outrun it.
Well, you impress me so completely. I start obsessing to hear from you. Whatever you do sweetly. It takes a lot to not take from you. You're not secure enough to tell me your first impression of all these clowns. So you'll get tricky enough to compel me to take the lead and to speak out loud. Yeah.
Alright, so it's a little past 5 o'clock and we just passed through. There's Boca Grande on this side. It was a little rocky getting in. We took the sails down and now we're motoring to our anchorage before dark. We are doing somewhat of a risky move, and instead of anchoring right over here at 5, we're gonna try to get to the other anchorage before the sun sets, because it is right outside the lock and we need to be at the lock at high tide tomorrow by 9 a.m. And if we anchored over here, we wouldn't be able to get there in time. We'd have to leave extremely early and might not make it. And I just saw dolphins. Alright, doesn't look like I'm gonna get them on camera. Dolphins welcoming us into our new area. I'm gonna say that's good luck. That's the plan. We will let you know how it goes and if we anchor safely tonight before the sun sets. And if not, we are gonna be anchoring in the dark. So we're gonna try that one out. Wish us luck.
Speak to me and don't speak softly. Talk to me and let me know. Grab hold of my shoulder and tell me. Grab hold and do not let go. Grab hold and do not let go.
Help me!
first time dropping the hook at night. We really had no other choice, and to celebrate our successful first attempt of doing so, we got some fireworks and a completely empty anchorage. Alright guys, good morning. This is where we anchored last night, right there. Not the best water up there, but we actually had good depths coming in. Yesterday, we pretty much sailed all the way down from St. Pete through the channel into Charlotte Harbor, and then we hauled all the way up here. We were motoring at like 7 knots, really running the engine hard, try and get here before we lost all light. So now today, we have a lot of time, and we're anchored right out in front of this manual lock, because what we have to do is we have to manual lock through this, come down through these very small uncharted canals all the way down, and then this actually doesn't show it, but we got to come all the way across and then up, and then the yard is right there. I'm having gotten Kelsey get the port boat ready so that I can take Scott and me to the lock since we're anchored out in front of it. Yeah, that's a depth sounder I made. So I'm gonna sound out the channel on my way in, and a lot of this might seem really precautious, but our neighbors, Chris and Melody, and they're our neighbors at the Harbridge Marina in St. Pete, they actually came here as well, and they ran aground right out in front of the lock, and they draft a foot less than us. We draft 6 feet, they draft 5. So we're gonna be extra precautious with doing the depth sounding. Also gonna drop Scott off at the lock. It's Sunday morning, so there's gonna be a lot of traffic with smaller boats coming out through there, and we have like a 14-foot wide opening. It's gonna be pretty tight. So we don't want to be pulling in while another boat's trying to get in. Just want to try and negate that risk completely. We got all the time in the world, so we want to reduce our risk as much as possible. And thus far, I mean, everything's panned out beautifully, so why not end the trip on the same note?
You have your phone, Scott? So we are right now about right here. This is where we need to enter. And then this area is to get through because there's so many shallow areas. So yeah, fun stuff. Oh yeah, and the wind is picking up now, so this will be interesting. It is about 9:30 right now. The guys are still not back, or at least Ryan is not back from bringing Scott over to the lock, and high tide was about 15 minutes ago, the highest point. Hopefully he comes back soon. All right, so I figured out why it's taking so long for the guys. Just got a call from them, and the lock is out of order. So that means we can't transit the lock today. I called the county public works office, and they said that it's a piston that is broken the lock, and they won't even be able to get the part or be able to even look at it until tomorrow morning. So that means we have to wait until at least tomorrow to transit the lock, or maybe some other time this week, depending on their schedule. So the guys are coming back to the boat now, and then we'll figure out our game plan. Fun stuff. Oh, also, there's storms about to hit this afternoon.
We'll just have to hop that fence. I can give you my bolt cutters to come back.
Yeah.
We'll have to walk that road until we can find something. Or
So what we're doing is, as you saw, the lock is out of order. Now we're making kind of a last minute decision to get out of this small anchorage. It's only meant for like overnights. And if you have no other option, we're gonna go ahead and tie up to the courtesy dock out in front of the lock. We already talked to the lock master, he's cool with it. I told him we need to do it on this tide because we are so deep, we draft so much. So he's fine with it. We're gonna go ahead and make our approach. We might bomb bottom a few times, but you'll get to see it all. What? I'm ready. Yeah. All right, let's get this thing on a slip, huh?
8.2.
Gonna get down to 7s.
Okay.
Let's go, baby. Keep it at that 7.
7.5, 6.7.
Yep.
6.6.
Yep.
7. 6.9.
Kelsey, go forward.
Okay.
All right, guys, last bit. Let's nail it. Not the dock. Beautiful.
All right, so let me just recap what just happened. We are successfully docked, and we are right in front of the lock, right here, which, as you can see, is not in order. So now we have a couple storms that are potentially coming through, especially later on tonight. So this is where we're gonna bunker down, in the mangroves.
So Kelsey is calling the yard masters, letting them know, because we called this guy for problems, called Tom Adams. Tom Adams didn't even know that his lock was broken. So we called Tom Adams and told him, dude, I'm not staying in that anchorage, we need to tie up here. And we're being the first people through whenever this lock gets fixed. I have no idea when it's gonna get fixed. What's going on with it?
So the piston right here is supposed to connect to that concrete, and you see there's 4 bolts, and the bolts just sheared off. The piston that drives the door should be connected to that wall, but it's just hanging.
Hanging right off. There's your problem.
There's the problem.
This guy's not even an engineer. So this is our temporary home. Probably sitting in about 3 inches under the keel. That's just how this waterway was the entire way in. We saw 6.5 to 8. Luckily we did that depth sounding in the dinghy because, man, that side is pretty shallow. And there's only red markers out in the beginning of it. You got both, but man, it's a tight channel for a boat that drafts 6 feet. But we're here, that's all that matters.
I'm on a river that winds on forever. Follow till I get where I'm going. Maybe I'm heading to die, but I'm still gonna try. I guess I'm going home.
JC Birch, Julie's here with breaking news. We now have a tropical storm.
That's right, Eric. JC, South Florida, tropical storm Emily. Wow, this escalated very fast. South Florida early this morning. In this area, there is a tropical storm watch in effect.
Transiting a broken lock in tropical storm winds. Good times.